only got one thing to fucking say, bro. One thing to say, and I've been holding this one in for a fucking minute, bro. But this time I just flushed and let it.
Bro, let me know. Let me know.
The one thing I just gotta say is K-pop stands, bro. Them all of them motherfuckers need to be banned off Twitter ASAP. ASAP.
He's kind of attractive though, if you're attracted to rumbuses. What's up? Welcome to another video and K-pop fan cams. Let's talk about them.
In a saw blading accident, and these motherfuckers gonna post some talking about, oh, yeah, oh.
That boy said, oh, yeah. Put a shirt on, bro. Anyway, we're lately, this last week has seen its fair share of hate towards K-pop. We're gonna get into that on this video. We're gonna talk about it. I'll give you guys my thoughts on it because I'm a K-pop influencer, you know. Yeah, it's the vibe. I don't smoke. I couldn't afford to even if I wanted to. Which segues into my Patreon. If you want to get exclusive reactions and stuff like that, click the link in the description below. I could really use your help with the money and stuff too. But anyway, we're going to be nice. We're going to be politically correct in this video because there's no real reason to spread hate onto anybody, guys. I think we can actually solve a lot of our issues by killing people with kindness. But this dude did make some interesting points. But anyway, the point he's saying though is that like, you could literally post anything, make any argument, and people are gonna troll with K-pop fan cams. I don't understand why people get mad at it. Like, come on. I think it's funny in my opinion. Every time I see him, I laugh. I think it's funny. I chuckle. If you want to make an argument, you can't take the trolling back, then don't make it in the first place. Because people troll without K-pop fan cams. So I don't know. I think it's funny. I don't know why people get so upset over it. Just literally just keep scrolling. Don't get annoyed by it.
I don't want to see it.
Then just keep scrolling. I just don't like when people say don't see it. All right, keep scrolling, brother. It's that easy.
I don't want to see it.
And I'm just gonna touch briefly on the H3H3 thing, because some points were made in both directions that I wanted to speak on. Number one, I'll play a clip of what he said.
Hate K-pop. I don't get BTS. They look like they're just a bunch of. How did this become a thing in Western culture?
This company called Big Hit created this group called BTS, and they did this thing called Paving the Way,
where all these grown men and little girls are jerking off to little K-pop boys.
And that's right there, jerking off to little K-pop boys. Like, that's excessive. That is definitely excessive, very much so. I'm just gonna put it out there. I know a couple really fine girls who also happen to feel sexually attracted to these K-pop boys. I'm not gonna name names, but I met them in person, and I've known what they said about apart gymming. And let me know, I cannot say it on camera. Dirty asses. We have to be more mindful about what we say online, and this right here was just, when you make derogatory comments at a whole fandom for liking something, I think that you're in the wrong automatically because they did nothing to you to spark that kind of reaction. You could have said, and a lot of people say this on Twitter too, you easily could have said, hey, I don't like K-pop, I don't get it, it's not for me, moved on. But when you go out of your way to be spiteful and to be harmful and to make people almost feel bad about liking something, like for instance, I didn't feel bad. I know what I like. I'm confident in myself. But a lot of people are shy about their love for this genre. Like, a lot of people are shy about liking anime or like playing video games and stuff like that. Not as much with the video games anymore, but the point still stands. People, you know, they feel enlightened. They feel positive about this because it changes their life. Like, I mean, how many people have said that BTS helped them survive? For him to downplay that and to completely just demean the community as a whole, to me, is disrespectful, and to make it as like a twink gay fetish is absolutely just disgusting to me. It didn't have to be said that way at all. And don't get me wrong, H3H3 is a good guy. He's funny and he's one of the best creators on YouTube, but what he said right there, I don't F with it at all, because again, it was just demeaning and harmful. And if there's anything that we learned from seeing what happened to Sully, cyberbullying has no place online, and we should all be more mindful of the things we say, especially creators like H3H3. I think we should be. I don't think you have to say those things to get attention. He already has enough money, enough fans, enough of an audience not to worry about how much money he makes on these podcasts. So for him to go out of his way and do that, and if it was some sort of clout chasing to get his name and get canceled on Twitter, it wasn't necessary. And it's disappointing to me to see him use such language to describe it. It's just ridiculous. He went way too far with it. It wasn't necessary. His description of it was not necessary. And I get a lot of people are annoyed at K-pop fans. I get a lot of people are annoyed at the fan cams, at the fandom for whatever reason. I don't get it personally, but I love it. I don't see why people are upset at it. I don't see why people are hateful towards it, like H3H3 was. Like, I get it. You don't like BTS. You don't like K-pop. It's manufactured in your opinion. To a certain extent, that is true. But it's for a lot of people, that's what they like. And I'll also say that I think the industry is starting to turn away from that and to give it a more organic feel. I think BTS feels very organic. There's nothing about BTS that feels manufactured, in my opinion. Maybe that's just coming from a fan, but it's different. And I think you're starting to see that more and more. So, yeah, but I will say that the industry does have a bit of a problem with that. Obviously, you see the idols and the way they're treated, the way they're handled. Something needs to change. There's too much stress, too much pressure put on them to do something that they're not supposed to do or something like that. I like the fact that more idols are taking their lives into their own hands. But it's something that's going to change and continue to grow over time. But damn, he went too far with that shit, dude. And I want you to know, if you're a K-pop fan, like, you don't got to do all that. It's not a fetish. It's a love. And you don't got to be ashamed of something you love. That's just my opinions, though. And if you care about my opinions, this was it. I hope, man, I'm ADHD as fuck. Frick. I hope you guys understood where I was coming from with that. That's it for this video, though. I hope you got my point. Let's talk about it down in the comments below. We can have a talk about it. If you're an H3H3 fan watching this, let's talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Because clearly, there are two extremes. There is the extreme on the H3H3 side where people are just demeaning the culture, demeaning the, I don't think it was racist, I don't think it was xenophobic, but I do think it was spiteful, it was hurtful, and kind of homophobic. So, I don't F with that at all. So, I think there's two sides of this. There's the side that supports H3H3, it's like, K-pop, F these snowflake kids who are so sensitive, and there's the other extreme where people are absolutely being, kind of sexist to him, like F white men, they're white trash, F everybody, like, you know what I mean, F everybody that doesn't like K-pop. You can't do that either, because if people don't like K-pop, you can't just say, oh, F you, I don't like you anymore, like F white men, because none of them are good. I think that's the other extreme of it. So we should find Aristotle's golden mean here, the happy medium. Let's find a side where, hey, maybe you don't like K-pop, but where has society gotten to that if you don't like something, if two people don't agree on a topic like K-pop, then you can't be friends? There's a lot of mature fans inside of this niche that would completely agree with me when they say that sometimes K-pop fans can be very aggressive when somebody else doesn't like K-pop, especially like on Twitter, almost to the point where you're attacking. And I think at the same side, there's people who are like, oh, you like K-pop? Ew, gross, I'm gonna stay away from you. So if there's a happy medium where in society we can get to a point where we can agree with our disagreements, or agree with our differences and find common ground in them, I think would be a better place. So I don't think hate on either side is okay, because sometimes you have to be the bigger person. Even if H3H3 made these comments for either clout chasing or just to get clicks or to just because that's his personality, I don't think he meant to hurt anybody's feelings, but he does it anyway because that's just who he is. Whatever way, matching his tone, matching his aggression, and matching that attitude isn't going to help anything. It's just going to create more resentment. So in this case, I think that's kind of why I hate cancel culture too, because you're just matching hate with more hate, and what's the point of that, you know? So, but anyway, that's my thoughts on it. Make sure to stay strong and love yourself, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you want to see more commentaries like this. I talk a lot in the OCD, so I can't imagine you actually liking these, but if you stuck around for it, love you. Peace out. Stay strong and love yourself again. See you later, Dill Pickles. Bye. All right.